Chris, I thought this was a really interesting look at life after the military and just how it impacts family. And there's a lot of relatability within James and his traumatic upbringing and his desire to be a better parent. What did you find most compelling about the character?
Yeah, you kind of said it in your question, dude. On the surface, this is an action thriller. It certainly has those elements. It's certainly genre specific. It's kind of right down the middle. But within it is a very complex, I hope, character study of a returning veteran. This is a story about a man who was raised and indoctrinated by very specific narratives, fictions, country, honor, um, democracy, freedom fighting, all of these things. And then they're taken away from him. Then he's a man adrift without any structure, without anything to buoy him. So he has to find something to latch onto, and ultimately it comes down to family because it's ideological less, it's political bent less, it's just animal. And this is very much about how we treat our veterans. It's very much about the story of fathers and sons, about the genealogy of violence, the history of violence, how we teach our young boys to go out into the world. So I hope people are pleased with the action and the thriller element, but stay to really mull over the quinoa and veggies that are hidden in plain sight.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a real problem. And thankfully, we have stuff like Wounded Warrior Project, addressing issues like that. And Ben, you both starred in Hell or High Water together, and you showed such great camaraderie in this film. Can you speak to just reuniting on screen and your chemistry as actors?
It's always it's more fun to go to work with people you dig and you care for. There's nothing manufactured. I mean, you have to manufacture a lot of things in what we do. One of those things that I don't have to work out at all with Chris is feeling an ease, and that doesn't mean not challenged. He's an extraordinary actor, always looking to take risks, extremely intelligent. Very intuitive and kind. So earmuffs, but I mean, who wouldn't want to go to work with someone like that?
Chris, the film doesn't glamorize any aspects of war, which is always important, but I feel like doubly so with everything going on currently. When you are selecting your roles, how important is it that these projects have, something significant for people to take away from it? You were mentioning, there is a lot of excitement in the action in the thriller, but there is like a really serious subtext here.
It's very important to me. I don't think I could attach myself or commit violence on screen now if it is not addressed, the psychological and emotional impact of that violence. So I think, save for maybe one moment in the film, I think all of the violence in this film, there is a reason behind it. You understand it. There's something to mull over. There's nuanced moral complexity behind it. There's psychological and emotional ramifications of it. The fact that our primary seeming antagonist in the film, after he's killed, your protagonist has to confront his son and his wife, and it's heady, really deep shit. And it's that you have a father in James Harper and a husband who's loving and kind, I think, but then also in one pretty vicious, violent act, kills a man. And it's really just not pretty, and it's violent. And I think it's important for an audience to wrestle with the fact that they're rooting for a man who wants to go home to his family, but in the meantime has destroyed two families, violently murdered another man. And that's the hero of the film. So I'm not making any comment on any of it, really. I'm just as a filmmaker trying to pose it as a, something to cogitate over.